So my name's Lauren Fitzpatrick. I am from Warrington. That's where I've lived the majority of my life. My mum is Jamaican. She's from Moortown in Portland. And my dad is from Nelson in Lancashire, and he's white British. So I'm mixed Jamaican and English. So I grew up in Warrington. We moved there in the year 1999. My parents were both in the army, so we did a lot of moving around. I was born in Warrington, but we moved to Germany and then back to Warrington. And there was my older sister Kirsty and my younger brother Michael. It was difficult, I think, Warrington in the 90s. I think because it was a very predominantly white area. There's not a huge black population, especially not Jamaican. So there was a lot of times when you would be the only person of colour, the only black person. There was maybe Indian or Asian people, but you were very much like the only black person, or one or two out of that. And that was hard at times because you felt not represented. You didn't really have anyone who looked like you. People would say stuff about your skin colour. I remember one guy in particular, he used to always say to me and my brother, like, we've got chocolate faces. And I remember, because I used to have my hair in pigtails in school, one girl kept saying my hair looked like feces. Yeah, like either side of your hair. There was that. But I think it was all right because we had each other. Like, we were such a strong family unit. You know, there's always that stereotype, oh, is your dad not about? But my dad, he's always been with my mum for like 40 plus years, and it's a very loving family. So there was never that he didn't feel loved. It was just that he didn't really have a place. I've always felt proud of being black as I grew older. But then I guess, like, when you get to maybe like early 20s and you still feel that pride of being a person of colour, but then society starts treating you different when you're an adult woman, and then that's something like the insecurities come in, and you know, you're not really the beauty standard, or you don't get certain jobs because of how you look or how you talk. And then there's that insecurity there of being, oh, I don't really fit in anywhere, but always knowing deep down, always having that fire. Like, I've never ever relaxed my hair. I've never really straightened it. I mean, I've done it as like a one-off, but I've always felt proud to be curvy, have my afro hair, have my big features. You know, I've never tried to dull myself down ever. No. Yeah, so my family in Jamaica, we are from Moortown, parish of Portland. I'm from the Maroon tribe. I'm a direct descendant from Granny Nanny, Bumpgrave. My mum always used to tell me about Bumpgrave, where she used to play as a little girl. Yes, I feel very proud that I'm from her lineage. I always get told, my mum says to me, you're little but you're tallower, so like you're trong like lion, she always says. And yeah, I feel very proud that I'm Maroon descendant. People always talk about, you know, the family, where they're from, and I've always felt that in me. Like, I've always felt like a warrior. I've always felt, because they call them cattled people, like scatterwoods. They scattered into the mountains. They were never enslaved. They escaped and built their own communities in the Blue Mountains. And I've always felt that spirit has always been grained into me. You know, you might feel down sometimes, but you can always make something of yourself. You can always break out your chains. And yeah, I've always felt that. I've always felt her, Granny Nanny. I've always felt her in me. Yeah. So my monologue that I wrote for Tragic Mulatto, a lot of it was based on my experiences growing up, being the only woman of colour in a friendship group, or in a social setting, or dating, or just in work situations, or experience in life. And most of it is verbatim, some of it is dramatised. But yeah, I wanted to bring my life in Warrington, and my life at drama school, around, you know, certain people of different backgrounds, and I wanted to bring it to me. So the story behind my piece, so we got the stimulus of, it's Tragic Mulatto, so it was based on the tropes, challenging that, and always through it, it's never funny, it's never light-hearted, it always ends in someone dying, or violence towards a woman of colour, or someone crying, or someone being upset. but I always wanted to do something that's a bit funny, that's a bit light-hearted, something a bit ridiculous. I love being an idiot, just looking stupid, anything like that where someone can like laugh with me and at me. I'd never performed any of my own writing to a public space, not even an audience that big ever. And I've always never really done that because I've felt the space has never felt safe. And it felt great. I really, really enjoyed my own writing, well, you know, performing my own writing, and part of me was thinking, God, it's taken me this long to do it. But, you know, again, I didn't feel ready, and I don't feel like I had the space or, I was going to say the permission, but I don't know, because sometimes you do get your confidence knocked and it can knock you back a few steps. So I'm really glad I waited for the right opportunity.